Level with You show, episode 50. We made it. Thank you so much for going on this amazing voyage with us. All the wonderful discussions and laughs and memories that we've made over the past 50 weeks. We are getting very close to that 1 year anniversary. We might already be there. Who knows?
I don't
This
remember.
week, I am joined, as always, by Kenny Castro,
What's up, guys? It's Kenny.
Mr. Duarte himself, Anthony Duarte.
How's it going?
And the one who is saving himself for Kasumi, Tyler Hadley.
My girl. I like them flexible.
Not like last time when we did our first run of the Level With You show and you had 4 girlfriends and it was the title of like one of our...
Yeah, the title of the episode was Tyler had like 8 girlfriends.
Oh yeah. Not this time though. I'm a faithful man.
So it is week 4 of doing this show remotely, or 3 or 4?
I want to say 4.
3.
3?
I think it's 3.
I don't know what time it is anymore. I slept till 7 I slept till 7 p.m. yesterday. I have no clue what time is.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely.
Well, yes, we are. It's been like a month. We've been secluding ourselves. We are, I'm here learning from these guys today that some people are getting their stimulus checks, which good for them. I checked my bank account today, still nothing.
Same. But I found out that I'm making more money being unemployed than I was being employed. So
Really?
let the quarantine continue.
How does that work?
Yeah, you're getting the extra $600 on top of the regular unemployment, right?
Yep. So I only get like a 200 something for unemployment, but with that extra $600 every week on top of it, that's my paycheck normally. It was like maybe $600 with overtime.
Wow.
But now.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's just going straight to
insane.
savings. That's just going. I am not touching it.
I did see a couple very angry people in my Facebook feed about that are still working at essential jobs that are getting.
Oh yeah, I
paid
feel
less
bad
than
for him
on it.
too. I mean,
Yeah, for real.
seriously, there's no reason I should be making this much. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like
Jeez.
that's not fair at all. There's no reason why I can do sitting around masturbating all day and drawing. I should not be making this much money. That's not fair to the hard working people at Dunkin' Donuts at restaurants. It's keeping me fed.
Careful,
my-
Anthony. The feds might be
fat gut.
The feds might be monitoring this podcast.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
okay. I'd rather be. Hey, I mean, look, it's the truth. What am I doing? I mean, it's great that I can still live, and I appreciate the money. It's definitely better than $200 a week. I would be like barely scraping by. I'd probably have to go move back to my dad's house, but there's no reason. There's no reason I should be making this much money not working.
Did you get it yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why this morning when I left, I called you guys on my phone. I have my card set up. I have a separate debit card for the unemployment that I got shipped to me maybe like 2 weeks ago when everything started. And I went to go check it today when I got coffee because last week I checked, there was only like $200 in it. And I was like, okay, that's fair. And then I checked it this morning, and let's just say there was a number that starts with a 9 and then 2 zeros after it in there. And I was like, oh wow, that's a lot more money than
That's exciting.
You get
Well,
that?
I mean,
You get that a week?
Yeah. Not that much a week, but like 200 plus 600 maybe.
a week?
Yeah.
Not so.
Yeah.
Not
See,
every
that's why-
other week.
No, every week. That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, you're making more than me.
Yeah, that's stupid. I should be unemployed forever. Fuck it. I'm not gonna go back to work. Well, at least until the pandemic shit ends. But I mean, it in a way, like, 1's ridiculous, but 2, it's great because that's just gonna pay. I mean, that's my bills. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere besides grocery shopping and maybe the occasional video game. But other than that,
Out of that, you get to save it, pay off some bills, and you'll
That's
be
exactly it.
debt free by the time you go back to work.
exactly, which is very nice. And that honestly, like, the
It's
pandemic's the
definitely-
best thing that happened to me. Pandemic's the best thing that happened to me financially.
Wow.
That's one perspective. Wow.
That's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Thank you for
It's
being
wild.
so upfront about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I just think it's fucking wild.
Yeah. So yeah, all of us 3 are working from home or doing our best to.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
I
I'm
certain-
I'm joking.
I'm with you there, Anthony. Though I'm working from home most of the time. I'm like popping knuckle babies when I'm not.
That's what I'm saying.
Text messages, you know?
No, I'm.
I'll see like an occasional text message from Wiley, like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" I'm like, "I'm in porn, Wiley." Swipe on the right.
Wiley, I love you, but I don't want you in my head right now.
Oh my gosh.
You guys ever
Oh,
do that?
man.
You're like in the middle of masturbating, and someone, you're like, uncle will pop in your head, and you're like, get the fuck out of there.
Damn it, uncle.
Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes if I'm trying to last longer, I'll purposely think of a thought like that.
I thought you should think of like chairs. My grandma and chairs.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think you're the one that told me about the chair
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I did. Yep.
Chair
I did. We've definitely talked about that before. Because if you're like in the middle, like I remember this one time I was having sex with this really, really, really hot girl, and I was like, man, I'm gonna come so quick. So I just kept thinking of chairs and like my grandma moving chairs. I don't know why, and I was like, oh, that's great. I was like, can't do this too much though, because my brain's gonna get some weird fucking shit from it. I'm gonna get some sick.
Cheers.
I might have to start incorporating that into my,
Do
Into
it.
your repertoire.
It's your playbook.
my
Mhm.
playbook. I'll be out in the middle of it, like plane 35, chairs.
Hike. Think
Blue
of some
chair, blue chair.
one fish, two fish, red fish,
Ugh.
blue fish.
The upholstery. Oh.
Oh god, green beans.
So yeah, I mean, Ant's got no concept of time.
Nope.
Sleep until 7 o'clock every day.
Mhm.
So when do you go to bed?
Ooh, I didn't go to bed last night until like 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Wow.
intense. You playing that Final Fantasy VII?
I have been, but I'm scared to play it more. I don't want it to end. Like I'm already on. I've only sat down maybe 2 sessions, and I'm on chapter 7, and that was just after sitting down twice to play it. And I don't want it to end. I'm so
Well,
scared.
I know that there's at least. I heard somebody talking about chapter 14, so you're
Mhm.
not. And I hear the game's like 30 to 40 hours long, so I have also been playing Final Fantasy
I've already
VII.
put 2 Final Fantasies into Persona.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's crazy.
Hell yeah.
So we'll definitely jump into Persona 5 The Royal, which, Tyler, you said you're at hour 89, you said?
85, I think.
85. Yeah, that's intense. So the game came out on you got it on the 31st of March.
Yep.
So today is April 14th. How many hours a day is that? Like 4.5, 5?
14.
That's like a half. Yeah, half a ship.
About, yeah.
Well, that's dedication. You living up to the fandom that you displayed for weeks leading up to the game.
Yes,
So,
Hell yeah.
I
nice
love
job.
it.
Damn, I gotta get my numbers up. I got some rookie numbers right now.
Yeah, you gotta dust off those knuckle babies and make them some fingy babies.
Mhm.
I am only about 12 hours into FF7 Remake by the hour count, and I am pretty much loving it so far. I think that the production value is probably the best ever in this type of game. Would you
Oh
agree
yeah.
with that, Ant?
Oh yeah, incredible. I have to keep reminding myself that it's not the same game because I'm playing through it and it's like when like if you've seen a movie before and you know exactly what's gonna happen and you keep kind of predicting, okay, this is gonna happen next and this is supposed to be next. But they've done such a good job at fleshing out the first the Midgar portion of the original game was like maybe 2 hours, not even 3 hours. But they've done such a good job of fleshing out the scenery and the towns and the people. Like Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge are getting so much more development. I can't believe like how in depth they're going with their characters, and it's blowing my mind. I love them. I'm absolutely falling in love with them all over again because didn't really have that big of a connection towards them in the first game, like when I played through it first, because they're really just one-off characters. They join you for maybe 2 missions, and they have like couple decent amounts of dialogue, but there was never that much interaction with Biggs or Wedge. Jesse, even in the first game, she was like the one who you interacted with most, and that was maybe 4 or 5 more text boxes than them.
Wow, I really like Jessie. She's probably my
too.
favorite character so far.
They made her so thirsty though. They turned her she's so thirsty in this.
Yeah, and Cloud is just so like
Cloud's like
the opposite of thirsty. He's like has all these opportunities and just I don't know. I said it the text message last night. If he doesn't get some action in this game, then it's like big missed opportunity.
I'm excited to see what they do with it compared to the original.
But let's see where I want to start talking about the actual mechanics of the game. The battle system is super fun. It's real time but also very tactical because whenever your ATB gauge fills up, it has 2 bars. Once it gets to 1 bar, you can use an item, or you can use a spell, or you can use an ability, and you can input those really quick, and then it goes back to real time. You can switch between characters using the D-pad. So if you see another character has an ATB gauge that's all the way full, you can switch to them, get a couple magic attacks out, and then switch back to Cloud if you want to go back to melee. And it just feels really smooth. I honestly am wishing that there was even more combat, which is crazy for a Japanese RPG. It's like
For
the
sure.
thing.
Everything seems very planned out. Every encounter seems, I want to go. My biggest thing is you could grind in the first one. I want to go back and grind. Like I like the combat that much. I hope
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
areas coming up where I can
Mhm.
go back and just sit down for a while once I have a more fleshed out party. Because I know we're going to be getting a couple more people, and that's not even the full cast, especially in this game, like this version, because you don't get the full party until much after Midgar. So it's
Yeah,
very interesting to see. And I'm also wondering what the level cap's going to be, because if it's going to be a 3-part or however many part series they're doing, and like I'm hoping that your character data is going to transfer, all your materia can transfer
I
over.
don't know. That's a good question. I mean,
I hope so,
I hope so too. That's a good point. I never actually thought about that.
because that's what my mind's been. I'm like, well, like I'm just really hoping that this is going to transfer over all the stuff and effort and all my materia grinding and everything, because the AP
I
and stuff for those.
my guess is no, because they'll be wanting to introduce some sort of new mechanics if they're going to be years apart. Like
Yeah.
maybe not, and I would be happy either way. The story.
You don't
I
think that
think
with the future games, they're not going to let you carry over data?
if I had to guess, I would say no.
I would riot.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of
I
I
think-
think a
I
lot
hope
of
they
people
would-
would riot.
Yeah, I think I'd hope they at least let you materia, like what they do with Persona 5, was you can migrate stuff over and get your little rewards. I hope it's at least materia, because that's a bitch to level, like all the AP and stuff, especially if encounters are, fixed and not, random encounters.
We shall
grindable.
see. I mean, it's going to be on the PS5. We know that.
Mm.
Clearly, it's also going to work. The PS4 game will work on the PS5, but
They're fucking better.
yeah. So combat don't have anything bad to say about it, pretty much at all. And I think I'm
You played
finally getting to a point.
You played the demo, right, Wiley?
I did, yeah.
And then so Anthony didn't play the demo. I'm curious as to like what did you think of like the combat?
Oh my god! Immediate, like I was just soaking wet as soon as I got in. And right when he jumped off the train in the beginning, that was absolutely amazing. Like because you just jump off, you get right into combat. I wanted to go explore, because there's in the original Final Fantasy VII, you could examine one of the guards that's knocked down in front of you to get a potion, and you can examine the one behind you to get a potion. So I was just running around looking for those guys. They weren't there. And you walk close, you get in the first encounter like it is in the original game. But as soon as it starts up, it's just blew my mind. It was just like, whoa! I have to constantly remind myself I'm not playing the original, because it's so different, and I have to learn to, instead of being stationary and just wail on things, like you can guard, you can like dodge. It does have, it's great to switch between party members. The only gripe I have with that is you always switch back to Cloud at the end of combat. So say
I love that. I think it does it so smooth. It's like
It does, but I
like,
get
if
annoyed
you-
because if I want to keep continuing like grinding a skill with Barrett, like say when you can get the guns, the proficiencies up, because I was trying to do that for a little while, and when I ended up doing that, I was like, okay, maybe I have one more battle to do, and then I think it was just because I was in that mindset of like, okay, I'm going to continue to grind, but it just swaps you back to Cloud, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, I don't have to do much work to go back to Barrett. I just have to next encounter press down on the directional pad.
Yeah,
But
but I
just-
hear you though.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Like the so I read just trying to organize my thoughts. The combat's great. The story so far is I'm really digging it for the most part. I do think that Barrett and Tifa, the mission, I'm a little bit farther than you. Their earnestness can come off as a little like grating sometimes. And they're lovable terrorists or whatever, but it's just like sometimes they're a little too lovable. But I think Cloud is well portrayed. I think that the acting for the most part is solid. I think that the facial capture is like extraordinary, top of the line. Only behind maybe Uncharted and the newest Resident Evil games are pretty amazing.
Jesse's face and Tifa's face, I gotta say, ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely got 3 very attractive leading ladies, you would say, I guess.
What did you what kind of dress did you pick, Wiley, when Tifa asked you what you should wear?
I think I said exotic.
Nice.
guess
Yeah,
that-
exotic's a good one. I chose mature because that was the.
Mhm.
I had to look it up because I was like, fuck, I want to know.
I saw that the link just popped up in my Facebook.
Mhm.
But the thing that might hold the game back from being like a game of the year contender for me is the worry you had about not being able to grind, or
Mhm.
maybe not getting into the nitty gritty of the combat the way that I think that it has the potential to.
Yes.
Like, and it's pretty linear so far. Like
I agree.
it's walk down this hallway or this side street, and it's been kind of nice because it's been very easy so far, except for a
Very.
couple combat encounters. But the linear. Why do I always struggle with that word?
Is it
Linear,
with linearity? Linear?
linear. Yes,
That's okay.
it's a lot like 13 in that regard, or even
Yeah.
10. But I am having a lot of fun with it, and I think
Good.
that it's going to continue to, I don't know, scratch that itch, because now the combat is getting even better.
That's
And
awesome.
like, there was a boss fight that I fought yesterday that I went in with a certain materia set. I kind of got my ass kicked. I like thought about it before re-entering it, equipped the deadly dodge one, the
That's
deadly
a great
dodge
one.
materia. It totally transformed the fight, and I won
amazing.
it pretty easily.
That's awesome. I
Um,
think I've had that one equipped since I got it.
Nice. So yeah, it's my first experience with the game. I've played the opening section to FF7 several
Mm-hmm.
times. I never was able to get into it for no good reason. I just
It's hard to now.
wasn't my thing at the time.
Yeah, it's rough. You really have to be in the mood for the original for a classic. Like, I want to sit down, like, grit my teeth, like, turn-based RPG, because that game really doesn't start getting into the good stuff, the original at least, until you leave Midgar. That's when things open up. Like, you get the world map, you can move around,
Wow.
materials start, leveling faster. You get different weapons. You can grind people's limit breaks.
hmm I don't quite understand the limit breaks now. It's like eventually they just happen, and it's a really powerful move. Have you got the summon yet?
Yeah, I did. Have you the only like when you were talking about the exploration and like the linearity of it? Remember in the reactor that you go to the second one with Tifa and Barrett? Did you explore, get that little side quest to get the materia that was across the bridge?
Yeah, I did.
That one. And then I ended up going back, and there's like I think this is the only place that I've sidetracked or done any kind of exploration right now was in that reactor, because you can go up to a side area because they'll urge you to kind of keep going forward to meet Biggs. But if
Mhm.
you go to the like a side area where you can go up a little ladder and shut off the fans, Barrett's it's funny. I really like the little things he says. He's like, "Oh, where are they? You're gonna go look for treasure? All right, let's go." And then you like go off to the side and you go over and you run up, and you can like if you beat this enemy, it's like one of the big queen like stingray mantis things, and if
Mhm.
you beat that within a minute, I didn't do it the first time, but I beat it, and you come back, you go back. I think that's the only time that you can come and like kind of grind fights was if you failed the timer, because within a minute you have to beat first this big queen and like 3 of other underlings. And then I didn't do that, so I left, came back, reopened the door, and respawned 4 of the little guys. So I was able to beat 4 of those little guys in a minute, go to the console, turn off the fans, and then you go into the fan and you get the Chocobo and Mog summon materia.
I did get that. I totally was like, that sounds sort of familiar, and I definitely remember him saying like, "Okay, we're going treasure hunt."
Yeah, that was really funny. But
Um,
the little nods like that too, like when they're on the train, going to that reactor before they jump off. When you give Barrett the little pep talk to sit down, he goes da 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 when he sits down.
mhm.
I was like,
He does that a couple more times, and it's like less funny each
Yeah.
time. But
Yeah. It's like, oh, he did the. He said it. He did the.
yeah,
he did the victory.
thing.
He did the victory theme.
Okay, I'm about to say something that's so totally random, but not really random. That's not the right word. But my first Final Fantasy 10, was 10, and I loved it. It was like my first JRPG that I really got into besides Pokemon.
Right.
And so I had that stuck in my head forever because it's so catchy. And to this day, a lot of times I'll be clearing my throat, like, and for some reason, that little rhythm makes me think of
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I will have that song stuck in my head forever.
I like that. That's rad.
Nice.
All right, so that was some good Final Fantasy VII talk.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. As soon as I finish Persona.
It's real
cool. Yeah,
The
I'm
same
like,
here.
where I guess it does make sense that you wouldn't want to have two big JRPGs going at the same time. That's a lot of
Yeah,
numbers to fit in your head.
I wouldn't know when to switch back from one or the other. I definitely need to finish one before jumping into the next.
I
Mhm.
feel the same way because once I'm hours into Persona, I don't really want to switch to another JRPG.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's very fair.
So why don't you guys take it away and talk about your experiences this past week with
Ooh,
P5?
Persona. So I'm about 85 hours in. I
Mhm.
just finished the Casino Palace. So I got to relive the entire, essentially where the game starts off. Back into the
Mhm.
cell. Figure out who the bad guy is.
Hint: it's not who you think.
It's a good twist.
There was actually a really cool, I don't know. So I've almost maxed out all of my social traits. The only thing I haven't maxed out is guts.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
on
remember.
the level before the highest level, but
Gotcha.
I think
But
guts and kindness took me the longest to get in my original playthrough.
yeah, kindness I just maxed out like during the last palace break. And I tried to get guts up as much as I could, but I couldn't max it out.
I forget, what do those actually affect gameplay wise?
Certain
So
confidants.
yeah, so there's certain confidants where it needs you to have a certain level of skill in order to
Right.
further them along.
Mhm.
For example, the airsoft shop guy, Iwa, he gives you a brown bag like really early on in the game.
Yep.
But you need like level 4 guts in order to even like ask him what's in the bag, and that's what starts his confidant tree, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
So you don't even get him until like way later in the game.
That definitely rings a bell. So how are you feeling with which is the superior game, the Royal or the non-Royal?
Oh, Royal, hands down. Royal adds just so many new things to the game that makes it so much more fun. I think we talked a little bit about it last week, but like the Showtime abilities, which are basically like tag team abilities between two of your party members,
Right.
and
Yep.
they kind of happen randomly, but throughout the game, two party members will get together and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, I thought of this really cool idea for a move, and I think we should try it out." And then like randomly during a battle, they'll do like this really cool like cutscene type attack where I think Anthony, you were saying you saw Ryuji and Yusuke's Showtime attack, and it's like Ryuji walks into a bar, like a ramen bar or something, and Yusuke is like behind the counter. He makes him like a bowl of ramen, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm really beat." And then one of the enemy that you're fighting barges in the door. He's like, "You're interrupting me!" Like he throws the bowl of ramen at him and like throws a grenade at him, and it's just like this whole cutscene.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Does each of the characters have one with everybody?
No, not that I've seen.
Okay, so it's not like each of your 7 party members has 7 different ones.
No.
Okay, not quite that. That would be extreme.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like any of them have one with Joker. They're only with like each other.
Oh wow. Maybe
Interesting.
Kasumi.
Maybe Kasumi.
Maybe.
So what about you, Kenny? How have you been digging your time in Mementos and Kyoto and where else?
I'm in love with the game, you know, to the point where, you know, I'm playing it right now.
Wow.
You know, I put the control down to pay attention to you, Wiley. So, like I was explaining to Tyler, I am a soup grinder. So
A soup
kinda-
grinder?
yeah, soup grinder. So
Soup grinder.
you know, even though I'm like I said, about 50 hours in, I'm only on Futaba's Palace right now. And that's because every single time I enter Mementos, I start from the very top and work my way down. And
So aren't you just getting way OP and then every fight is just trivial?
Yeah.
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 Well, it's one
And
way to do it.
every
you-
character has the 15% extra XP, team glasses
Mhm.
on.
Yeah. Do you find the sea star band I was telling you about last week?
No, I've been looking for it. I looked for it real quick, didn't find it. I also have been focusing on Mishi on
Mhm.
his confidant because he increases the amount of XP you
Mhm.
gain.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
haven't changed the cognitive a part of mementos to increase my XP because I've been increasing the amount of items I've received in that because that's my way of also grinding out money. By increasing the amount of items, I also increase treasure that I find. So when I go to the airsoft place after one like hour long, stay of mementos, I am selling things for almost $125,000
Wow.
worth of things.
Holy
Wow.
crap.
Mhm.
That sounds like a lot of money.
That's
You're,
awesome.
you're playing on normal, right, Kenny?
Yeah, I do. I honestly, maybe I looked past it, but I never even realized when I got the chance to pick the difficulty.
Yeah, it would have been right at the beginning. I mean, I'm playing on normal too.
Yeah.
You can probably switch it.
I think
Yeah,
so.
switch it now, most likely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, combat wise, I mean the game seems somewhat simple. The only time I got stuck was on the Okumura boss battle. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but it's when he sends out like the waves of robots that you have to fight against.
Oh yeah, that's so. Oh, I remember that being pretty hard.
Fortress.
Yeah.
Rings a bell. Rings a bell.
And
Yep.
like every type of robot only has 2
One
weaknesses.
weakness. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's ringing more of a bell.
Yeah. So
My first time around, I struggled in that fight.
It was rough. I remember that. Same.
yeah.
But
I
when
was
played
actually
that-
like after I got beat a few times at that one, went online to read up if there was like any like viable
Cheese.
strategy, not even like a cheese, just like a strategy. And some people like was no like real strategy other than try to be a high enough level and stuff like that. And
Don't forget to try.
these are the weaknesses, and make sure to hit those and use items that like let you hit the enemies so you can baton pass and power up and stuff like that. But ultimately I just ended up getting one of the DLC personas and using like a high powered curse attack on the final wave.
There you
Nice.
go.
Was it
High-powered curse attack.
Was it Thanatos or Thantos? One of those.
Thanatos.
I can't remember which one.
He was like the Grim Reaper looking guy with all the coffins.
No, I don't think so. I tried really hard not to use like the level 90 persona or anything like that. I was like, I don't want to like choose it too bad, but
that's all. Yeah, Messiah or something like that. I forget.
Yep. Messiah Picaro.
So cool. That's Persona 5 The Royal. Sounds like you guys are loving it as expected.
Kenny, who's your girlfriend gonna be?
Oh man, I thought I was gonna go with the doctor this time. Takemi.
You should.
I thought about that.
Can she actually be your girlfriend?
Yeah, you can date her.
All the girls,
wow.
all the girls can be.
I thought you could
because
just.
well, you go with romance Ryuji, I think.
Can you
Really?
Yeah, that was one big thing. There was like a scene if you that they didn't localize. They took it out, and it was a big stink about it.
Was that what it was? I didn't know it was
That's
romancing Ryuji.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like, I mean, unless they handled it very poorly, that could be fine
It's
for
just
Witcher.
people didn't like the fact that they just localized it and took it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you could have romanced Ryuji, but no.
I also forgot like how cute and charming Hifumi was, the shogi player.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I kind of want you to be my girlfriend, but I'm saving myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I instantly knew you were gonna go for the new girl, so that's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give some loving to the other ones that are
neglected.
They can't be forgotten.
My Joker's just sweeping in and like, come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
I like my punk rock doctor.
It's true.
Yeah,
She is pretty hard to resist. Yeah,
she's rad as heck.
Random question. I don't know why I want to ask this. Is because it was a lot of going around this week about Final Fantasy VII free themes for the PS4,
Yeah, there's a couple.
and there are a couple really good ones that are out there. And I was wondering what everybody is rocking for their PS4 theme.
I'm still rocking my original one that I got from buying Final Fantasy VII when it first dropped on PS4.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
When the remake was announced, so it's just the back of Cloud with the Buster Sword and blue, and it plays like the slum, like do 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 do. It's like nice piano. It's relaxing.
Tyler, you still got the 20th anniversary one?
No, once I got the Royal, I downloaded the theme that came with that, and I have that up there right now.
Nice. What about you, Kenny?
I am rocking the Cloud and Sephiroth that comes with pre-ordering the game.
Ooh.
Cool. So I was thinking that I was going to use the Final Fantasy VII ones because they're pretty good, but I also was browsing around the free ones, and there's a couple Sekiro ones, and those ones are
Ooh.
fantastic.
Ooh.
So that's what I have going right now.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
The music is just like, I forgot how epic it was in that game in times, and it's still kind of calming and foreboding. It's like boom, 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 boom. Okay, it's hard to replicate.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Is it a dynamic theme or is it just a nice static background?
It's dynamic, yeah. It's dynamic, but it's not so much so that it's distracting.
That's good.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
All right, so we had one other stream this week, or no, two others. One by Ant, one by Kenny. Am I missing any? No? Okay,
No.
so Kenny, you jumped into Resident Evil 3, played a little bit. Oh, did I say Ant?
Huh?
Or did I say...
You said Kenny before.
Okay. Kenny's the one that played Resident Evil 3. He got like what'd you play it for 2 hours?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, that's okay. Hey, I gotta say, all those shops are great. Like all those names, the names that they have for all the shops,
yeah,
like Uncle's
like that
Toy
shop.
or something like that.
So, do you have any impressions to give?
It was a really beautiful game. Like that, that remake, very well done. Like to think that this was once a PlayStation 1 game. Like, and I didn't play the remake of 2, so I can only imagine this must have felt the same way when people played the remake of 2.
Mm-hmm.
You watched the stream. I hate horror games and I hate you guys. You know, I'm trying to think.
So it was a miserable experience for you.
I had cliff notes. You know. No, honestly, it was a great game. My heart was racing. Of course, zombies popping out, freaking me out. That's always fun, I guess. Maybe
Fun to watch.
Fun to watch, right?
Very.
It was fun when I got the shotgun.
That certainly makes the zombie heads explode a little bit better.
You guys did witness how bad I am at aiming.
Oh yeah.
Nah, you were fine.
There was just one moment where it was pretty funny.
Yo, I unloaded a whole clip and I missed the whole head.
Hey,
are you serious right now? Like, why? So, but that's not because of the game. That's because of me, though. You know, like those are moments where, like, if you were watching the stream and you're like, "Oh, is the shooting in this game bad?" No, it's just I'm bad at shooting in that game. But no, honestly, great game. A buddy of mine saw that I had streamed it. He beat it already, and he was like, "You left off right before you encounter the nemesis again." Now I'm like, "Motherfucker!"
Great. Can't wait to go back.
So when I found that out, then Anthony texted a couple hours later, like, "Oh, I'm gonna stream tonight." I'm like, "Yes, I'm gonna play."
That's funny. So
and I saw nobody complain either. Like I actually thought when Anthony said he was stream, I really was like watching the text message. I'm like, I bet you fucking Wiley's gonna be like, but Kenny's streaming Resident Evil tonight. And I was waiting for it, and I was like, didn't see it. I'm like, fuck yes.
Nice.
That's funny. No, I did think of it. I was like, I guess that's not happening. I was
like, I guess Kenny pussied up.
Not surprised.
I'm proud of you though, Kenny. You actually you set up. You did a good job, even though your heart was racing. But I'm sure that woke you up. I guess if you're ever feeling sleepy, you can go back to it.
I was definitely awake. I was like, I took a deep breath after I stopped the stream. I'm like, fuck everything.
Ooh, calm down.
Go turn on some anime.
Yeah,
Yep. I was like, I'm gonna watch some Black Clover. Let me hear
Yeah.
Asta yell.
yeah. I gotta catch up. Not being employed is really throwing my anime schedule off. I'm not caught up on
Which
anything.
does not make any sense, but
Why? Because every day at lunch I'd sit down and watch my Crunchyroll. I'd have to,
Exactly. It was
bang out my
it was
weekly
like a
shows.
routine for him. Now
Mhm.
it's a
gotcha.
routine.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I am now not listening to any audiobooks, which I used to do for several hours a week because I'd
Mhm.
be in my car and spacing out on my desk,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's the same thing for me. I had like a whole like list of podcasts I would listen to like solely in my car, but like now I just haven't been in my car, so I haven't listened to anything.
Yeah.
It's been definitely less. I'm pretty much just listening to the Giant Beast Cast because that's my favorite podcast, and I'll listen to like half of the Giant Bombcast and some kind of funny here and there. And if I want to get angry, I'll listen to a political one.
Nice. Get the blood pumping.
So, yeah, that's definitely some routines being shaken up. I've been cooking a lot more. I don't know about you guys.
I should be, but I'm not.
Yeah, I've been cooking.
Same here. I have been cooking a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I made this Mongolian beef in the
Oh
car.
yeah.
Amazing. When I tell
That sounds so good.
I was like, I looked around, looked at Medallis. I'm like, did I cook that?
Did I make that?
I was
Did I just
like,
cook that?
this shit is crack.
That's awesome.
Then I also made some homemade lo mein on Sunday.
What?
Yep.
You made the noodles?
No, not the noodles. I mean, like I mean, like I bought the
Homemade noodles.
It's like, dang.
and I stir fried everything up. You know.
Okay, gotcha. I should have known.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna make egg noodles. You know, from scratch. I barely know how to make regular noodles from scratch.
I've never made noodles.
I
Same.
learned it in home ec in 10th grade, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I could make lasagna noodles maybe. That'll start there
Oh, those are good.
because they're big. Get it?
I was actually thinking that we need to hold like a one of these Discord video chats and just spontaneous stream while we're cooking and talking video games.
That'd be fun.
Sure, that could be cool.
I was thinking about doing that, but while I draw, we talk too. You see me, like, I'll replace myself on my screen.
Yeah, the share screen. I'm up for it, Anthony. I'll make time for you.
You could tell me what to draw.
I was thinking about doing like a big chat at some point, and like everybody has like a little like bar set up like at their house, and everyone that's participating has to make like a signature drink that they're gonna show everyone how to make in their video.
That's cool.
And then we hang out.
I like that.
Yeah, we should do a watch party sometime this week.
Yeah.
What do you want to
Cool.
watch?
I don't know, something. We could watch like a classic anime that we've all been meaning to see, like Ghost in the Shell or something like that.
Like Food Wars.
Yeah, Food Wars.
And I was thinking more like a movie because then we could actually like watch the whole thing. I know you hate movies.
Yeah, movies are hard, man. They're like 2 hours. And you gotta sit down and do the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
You don't come away with anything, you know. We could watch Jim Carrey's The Grinch. We could watch Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Ugh, well, that movie's terrible.
Watch the SpongeBob movie.
The SpongeBob movie. The first one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was gonna say.
There was a second one?
Yeah, they made a couple, I think. And they made the second one was like all CG.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Didn't look good.
Honestly, the first one, as a huge SpongeBob fan when I was a kid, when I went and saw that in theaters, I was very disappointed.
Yeah, it was very odd. I don't really remember it much.
And SpongeBob got drunk in it, and that was inappropriate.
He's eating ice cream is fine. Waiter. I feel.
So we got a couple more games to get through, and I want to just briefly mention a video or a game that we made a video of that's pretty fun. You can check out on the channel. Blood Roots. We did a little hot potato game where every time we died, we'd pass the controller. It was a good time. You can check it out on youtube.com/levelwithyou. But anyway, I went back to it and finished it because I had a couple days before Final Fantasy VII came out. And the later levels really get to be a lot of fun because they introduce new weapons. My favorite of which is the chain chomp type of thing, where you'll shoot yourself towards an enemy, then you jump up in the air, and you have a lot of great directional input on who's the next enemy you're going to hit, and so you're sort of bouncing around, murdering people with this chain chomp. And I just thought that the levels design continued to get more clever as the game progressed. The story is ridiculous, but added a certain level of, I don't know, intrigue in between the missions. The ending is really neat, and it's dark. Like the game kind of has like a light, silly tone until the very end, and you're like, oh damn. Which,
I mean, even
I guess,
even like the early on in the game, I think I got to like 2, 4 or 5 or something like that. And like, I mean, the characters themselves, like, they talk about like killing people and like mass murder and stuff like that, and like how their clan got torn apart or whatever it was. And
I guess that's true. That's true. Like it's definitely not a lighthearted game, even though like its violence is portrayed in that way. But it gets, there's a twist at the end that makes it particularly darker. But you're actually not that far off, Tyler. There's only 3 acts in the game. So if you wanted to go up, like if you wanted, you could probably finish it in another 2-3 hours, depending on how many times you died.
Yeah.
When I was looking through the levels on what level I died the most on, I'm sad to say that on one of the levels I died 90 times. That's pretty low. The game is like very frustrating, but like once you clear a couple screens in a row, it feels great. And then you'll get stuck on the next one for 45 deaths. But so I hope that game sold. I feel like it came out and nobody talked about it at all, except for maybe like for a couple days. But I think it's like, from a gameplay perspective, it's way better than Hotline Miami. Obviously, it borrows a lot from that, but I think it's worth checking out, and it's called Blood Roots.
It's a good one.
Anybody else got any games?
Yeah, I've been playing Cardfight Vanguard 0 on my phone since it came out on Friday. That's
What's
been
it
pretty
called?
fun. Cardfight Vanguard 0. It's like remember that the trading card game I bought all those booster boxes of? I brought over one of the early episodes.
The booster boxes.
Yep.
I remember.
Oh yeah. Yep. So I bought a bunch of those, and now it's funny because I guess the game was supposed to come out last year, but they delayed it because they wanted to redo all the, I guess, UI and stuff. But it's cool because now it's basically come out, and it's like a Duel Links kind of game. So like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but it's made by I want to say the same people that came up with like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duel Masters. It's a combination of that. And it's interesting because it follows. There's 2 series out now, or a couple series that they've had anime adaptations of, and they're all on YouTube. You can just watch them for free, which is neato. But yeah, it plays. It's very unique. You have instead of Yu-Gi-Oh, you have like your field is your Vanguard, your main guy, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other slots called rear guards. And basically, you don't have any magic or trap or spell cards. Your whole deck is comprised of units that are grade 1, 2, and 3, and the whole object is to ride up to grade 3, so you can play more powerful cards. And I definitely look into it if you're interested. It's fun.
Yeah.
Not interested.
Well, I recommend it. If you are, look into it.
What's that other card game that I think your cousin was trying to get us to play tournament? Yeah, what's that about?
Shadowverse. It's basically like Hearthstone, but anime. It's like anime Hearthstone. It's
It's playing Hearthstone still?
Yeah, I was playing a bunch of it, and then I kind of fell off for a couple days playing Final Fantasy.
Gotcha.
But Demon Hunter class is amazing. Demon Hunter it was so OP. It was disgusting that it nerfed it the second day after it came out.
And I think this might be the first episode in several weeks where we don't have a lengthy discussion on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Unless we just forgot.
I haven't touched it in a couple days.
Ever since ever since Persona came out, I just haven't really touched it.
There's just been a couple times where you've messaged like, "Yo, what's your guys' turn-up prices?"
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only thing left.
I'm pretty sure I lost like 200,000 bells on turnips.
No.
Can't you
that's
sell them?
disappointing.
Just wait to sell them.
They went bad.
Yeah, they expired in a week.
Oh, I
It
forgot they
sucks.
went bad. Damn, that's rough. I've been playing here or there. I think Elena's playing it more than me. I do think that the game became a little bit too resource management focused, a little bit too focused on the crafting. I think that the villagers are kind of ho hum and one
Mhm.
note, and they don't say as
Very.
much as they used to. They really don't. Like as much as the game, like in 2002, the original Animal Crossing, the game just had more personality. I think this game's adorable. I think it's not a bad game. I think that it has potential. I think it's going to be a lot better to play now because Bunny Day is over.
Yeah, there's no more eggs. There's
I
no
mean,
more freaking eggs.
I just think in
everywhere.
general that like, I mean, it came out during a great time where people were at home and like wanting something to do, and
Right.
Animal Crossing was like there for everybody. But now, like, and it was fun because like everybody was at
Everybody was
at the same stage and like building their island out and like doing kind of all the same things. But I feel like now that everyone's kind of like over that initial
the initial 2-week hump.
Yeah, 2 weeks to do all like the story missions or whatever, if you want to call them that.
Because I'm still on
now
those.
it's
I
just
haven't
kind
completed them
of,
yet.
now there's like not a whole lot of goals, which I know like Animal Crossing isn't really about
Goal
like really
oriented. It's
reaching goals. It's about like making a cool looking island or whatever. But
Yeah, I think it can struggle to find that balance a little bit, because I find playing it a little bit annoying at times when I go out, do things for 15 minutes, and then my inventory is full.
yeah.
And then I got to go back to my house, put it away. I'm like, well, should I even put it away? I'm just gonna go pick up some more cherries. Like, just little thoughts like that can make it not the relaxing thing that I want it to be. Elena plays it very differently. She's much more chill and is able to just relax and go fishing for 15 minutes, and is happy if she catches, like if she finds a fossil, catches some fish, and sells 6,000 bells worth of stuff. She's like, oh, that was a great time.
That's a good day. Productive day.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I need to get like 300,000 bells in like the next
Pay
hour.
off my mortgage.
Yeah, like how do I maximize these turnip profits?
Yeah, exactly.
How do I get the most out of my like hour and a half I can play this, and then that turns into 3 hours?
Because
I was like, oh.
I look forward to seeing what they do next with it. But yeah, so I guess it's the streak goes on. Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Pokemon expansion's coming out.
The Pokemon expansion's coming out, you said?
Well, in June. We still got
In
a couple
June.
months.
Yes. Okay. Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, no problem.
That's so far.
I know everybody's still on Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some news that we want to discuss because that's what we do. And this week, I think it should make a return for episode 50, Tyler. Just for old time's sake.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, cruise it for a new sea.
There you go. Thank you. All right, why not? So, first up on the docket this week, I put heavily rumored Resident Evil 4 remake.
Ooh.
Development is being led. So this comes from Video Games Chronicle, who I believe are the folks that. What was the other big leak that they were reporting on recently, and I feel like it came true?
Video Games Chronicle. I don't know.
All right, one of you guys find out for me.
Was it in a show? Did we talk about it?
I think so, and I think it might have actually been the Mario stuff that still hasn't been confirmed. But so this is the rumor. Development is being led by Osaka-based M2, the new studio founded by former Platinum Games head Tetsuya Minami, which has been preparing for the project since 2018. However, similar to 2020's Resident Evil 3, which was directed by Redworks, Capcom's internal teams and other external studios are likely to lend significant resources. No, this was an update to the story. It is understood that the remake has the blessing of the original game director, Shinji Mikami, who officially declined an approach to lead the project himself, but has provided informal advice on its direction. So it goes on to say that it's comprised of many former Platinum and Capcom employees. Did you guys play Resident Evil 4?
I did not.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do want to,
Nah.
though.
I
Okay.
actually finished that one.
Nice. I beat that one too. It was my first foray into the series. It came out well into the GameCube's life cycle. I want to say January 11th, 2005.
Wow. Yeah, that's because it released on GameCube first, and then got ported to PS2, right?
Yeah, like a full year later. It was part of Capcom's Capcom 5, which were 5 exclusive
Mhm.
games for the Nintendo Switch. The others being Beautiful Joe, Killer 7.
I want to play Killer
Yeah.
7 really bad. I've heard really
Me
good
too.
things about
Me
that.
too. I never got to play that one.
Same.
Beautiful Joe is awesome. I never beat it because it was so hard.
Yeah, same.
Before
What
I
was
don't
the
know if
date?
you-
What was the date that you said?
January 11th, 2005.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I looked it up recently.
Oh.
But anyway, Kenny, is it? What are your thoughts on it? You being the scaredy cat that you are.
That one I actually really enjoy it, and I'd go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember freaking out with the creatures that you needed the sniper to shoot them, because you had the sniper would tell you the spot on their body that you had to shoot, or if they would just keep regenerating and keep coming after you.
Oh yeah, the ones that would just kind of they
Yeah.
would come out of their head, like
Mhm.
Ooh.
those were pretty freaky. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
game.
that was one I really enjoyed. Like, I beat 4, I beat 5, because those were scary but somewhat action oriented.
Yeah.
They didn't. 4 had some jump scares. 5 didn't really have that.
Yeah, I never played much of 5. I think I don't know why I didn't. I think I did. There was a lot of negative reaction after 4 being so positively loved. I mean, a lot of people place 4 as one of their best games or their personal favorite games. I'm actually going to look up real quick where Game Informer put it on their top 300 games of all time.
Wow. Yeah, I think it was because they got a lot more actiony starting with 4. Or 3, I'd even say too, depending. Like the original
Well, that's
3.
what they're saying about this remake, and I guess even more so with the remake. But
Oh yeah.
4 was pretty action oriented. It had a phenomenal start in the the woodsy setting in Spain, and they weren't technically zombie; they were like infected with some.
Oh, Las Plagas was the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mátalo.
Yeah.
Mátalo. They would say that all the time.
Mira look.
I think this game was one of the first games to popularize QuickTime events, for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm. That was when like the God of War, Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm. This was the right, God of War was big in that as well. The game, yeah, it's great. I think this is like not a surprising development here. I think the rumor will likely come out to be true, that this one will have a lot more riding on it in terms of reputation, because like 3 is one that's thought of as sort of like lower tier. 2 and 4 are probably the 2 most loved in the series, so I think it'll have a lot of hype. So we'll see. I bet we'll see it announced sometime soon.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like a story that was going around, which it's funny to think about, that we were like talking about loot boxes like it was a big deal, on episode 20 something or whatever when they were.
Right.
Yeah.
So the ESRB will now note in-game purchases with random elements. The Entertainment Software Rating Board will now display if a game has in-game purchases with random elements like loot boxes in their ratings. In the blog that accompanies the new policy, the ESRB notes that while it began to label titles with in-game purchases back in April 2018, it has made the decision to note that these elements, due to research, It has made the decision to note these due to research that suggests that parents are more concerned about randomized in-game purchases than other types. So they don't actually say loot boxes; it says in-game purchases, including random elements.
Mm-hmm.
So like a gotcha, any kind of gotcha, like mobile game, classic.
Basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it'd be funny to see a game. Like, I wonder if it's an automatic teen rating.
It's weird.
I doubt it. I don't know. I was texting with a friend of the show, Brendan, about this. He was like, I don't know if you saw this. I was like, yeah, I saw it. One of the few things I found to talk about this week on the show, and it unfortunately is very boring.
It's okay. I think it's just it's hard right now.
Yeah.
Everything's boring.
Yeah, everything's boring compared to the end of the world.
Exactly.
Right.
Or Final
Um,
Fantasy,
or Final Fantasy, yes. Who
or
I'm
Or
Persona,
Persona.
or Card Fight Vanguard, or I don't know how many eggs I can fit in my mouth at once. Chocolate eggs, of course, because Easter's just
Oh
happened.
yeah, Easter. Why don't we
Oh,
have
yeah.
did you guys do anything for Easter?
Nope.
Nope. Just
Easter
stayed
got
home.
Stayed at home.
So
I played Final
I
Fantasy.
I did a social distancing Easter brunch with my family, so we were eating outside. We definitely got within 6 feet several times. There's nothing that could have been helped about that.
That's okay. Hey, that's nice of me. At least you had it in the in the back of your head. It's not. It's okay. I think
Yeah,
as
it
long
was
as
it
you're
was
not like
kind of
coughing
nice
down
to.
each other's throats.
It was kind of nice. We were like, it was a nice day, so we were eating outside, and it was just me and Elena, my parents up on the deck, and us in the yard.
Nice.
And it's like, if I really need to say something, I'll just shout. But I don't feel like I have to keep on talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just eat your
you know?
food.
So yeah, I had some really good ham and mashed sweet potatoes and a little
Nice.
cheese plate, and
Nice.
Nice.
it was good. It was pretty good. And I
Sounds awesome.
um did not have any eggs though. That's what made me think of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have eggs either.
We were talking about it earlier. I know Tyler loves hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
My roommate really dislikes them. He says that the sulfur, that it brings out the sulfur too much. I guess they
Smell like
taste
farts.
like farty to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my dad hates eggs. He hates the smell of eggs.
Like in general.
Yeah, it's,
Like
they're like
cooked?
cooked eggs or
Ugh.
bad eggs or stuff like that. I mean,
Bad eggs I can get behind, but I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a nice thing of like scrambled eggs or sunny side up, or like.
yeah, he doesn't like cooked eggs, hard boiled eggs, like the
Huh.
smell of like any of those.
Because
Interesting.
I don't like hard boiled. I don't like the smell of hard boiled eggs, especially when they've been in the fridge. But like, I don't mind cooked eggs. I love scrambled eggs. I love sunny side up. I love the omelets.
So speaking of eggs, another thing that I saw this morning was, it was on BuzzFeed. I want to say it was like we took 5 different chefs' scrambled eggs recipes and pitted them against each other. Gordon Ramsay's one.
Mm.
I don't know. I
Ooh.
recommend that you guys watch it.
I've done the scrambled eggs, Gordon Ramsay style.
You have? I've
What-
never
what-
tried it.
What does he do? That's
And
so
they just
different.
yell at them until they scramble.
He like
It's fucking raw.
he puts it on. He takes it on the heat. He puts it on the heat. He takes it off. He puts it back on. He scrambles them like continuously, so they're almost like a
What's
mush,
the-
like a grits texture.
Huh.
Mhm.
And then he adds creme fraiche.
Creme fresh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the okay, I guess that makes
Because I
sense.
couldn't get, I still substituted instead of creme fresh. I did sour cream, but I did the on and off, and constant scramble.
Yeah.
And I definitely say I did love that.
Did you? Okay. I'll have to give it a shot, because when I
Sounds
see him
pretty
do it,
good.
I was like, man, this is like such a to-do for scrambled eggs.
Such a to do. I like that.
I saw it like 2 years ago, and I was doing it, and I did it like the next day.
Nice.
Nice.
That's rad.
So
I don't
what's
have any eggs right now.
What's everybody eating today? We're talking about food. What's on the dinner?
Taco Bell's
Good
giving out a
question.
free Doritos Locos Tacos today.
Yep. Taco
So
Tuesday, baby.
that's Tyler's dinner right there. Tacos, Doritos Locos Tacos.
So my new roommate and myself have kind of been taking turns a couple times a week cooking. So he's actually making chili right now. So I'll probably
Ooh,
have
nice.
that.
I made chili yesterday.
Nice.
Cool.
I made tuna. Shit, I could eat some tuna. I made tuna like 2 days ago. I should eat that.
Nice.
You made tuna
Oh yeah, from a can.
like what,
Tuna
from a
salad.
can?
From a can.
So
Oh yeah. Oh, I put in all the effort of scooping it into a bowl and putting mayonnaise with it and mixing it up.
Is that all you did? You didn't put any like?
That's all I did. I don't have celery. I don't have anything like that. I don't really- I should just get the chopped celery, put it up in there. Put a little bit of onion powder, maybe
Hmm.
garlic powder.
Moving on to our next story. Sony gives $10 million to indie devs and is giving away some free games in light of these uncertain times.
Million.
Yep.
Dollar.
Independent developers. So this comes straight from the US PlayStation blog. Independent developers are vital to the heart and soul of the gaming community, and we understand that hardships and financial struggles that many smaller studios are facing. With that, Sony Entertainment Interactive, is that it?
Sony Interactive Entertainment
has developed a fund to support them during this time. We have earmarked $10 million to support our independent development partners. More information about the fund, including participation criteria, will be made available soon. During these days of physical distancing, fans have turned to gaming for moments of respite and enjoyment. It's definitely true. At
Hell
Sony
yeah.
Interactive Entertainment, we are privileged to bring this much-needed entertainment. We know this is just one small step, and we are thankful to be able to offer this to our players, our committees, and our partners.
Good for them. Good for Sony.
Good for them. Good for you, Sony. Now Microsoft's going to come out and be like, "We're giving out 12 million, baby."
Yeah.
I wish.
12 terabytes, $12 billion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gigabytes. What are they called? Gigabytes?
Teraflops.
Teraflops. 12 gigabytes.
Giving away $1 million for every teraflop in the Xbox Series X.
1 million teraflop for every dollar.
Yeah, so good for Sony for this. And the two games that are now free, I believe, to everybody, you don't even have to be a PS Plus member, are Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. The first three games remastered, fantastic. And the other one is Journey, which was a digital-only PS3 game that came out either 2012 or 2013, and it is really amazing. I was telling Kenny and Tyler before Ant jumped on the call that it won Game of the Year at IGN, and it's only an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and I highly encourage you guys to give it a shot.
Wow. I'll have to check it out.
So will you do that for me?
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, and it's so good. Like the last 10 minutes of it are some of the most uplifting and memorable moments in literally all of gaming. It's really, really neat. So let's see. I thought this was interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this, how much Nintendo spent to advertise Animal Crossing.
Really?
Yeah. According to data shared by VentureBeat and iSpot.tv, Nintendo spent an estimated $14.6 million on TV ads last month, $3 million more than it spent in February. And the next most advertised game was Doom, and that was less than 1 million. So it's like that is a lot of money.
Yeah, I did end up watching.
I think Nintendo knew something. They knew about this pandemic. They knew people were going to be at home.
They knew how relaxing Animal Crossing was.
So going back to something I said earlier, there's sorry, like I googled that Game Informer list, the top 300 that they did last year, and they have this really cool website which I might become obsessed with called listchallenges.com, and like you check off all the things that you've done, and so just for fun, and I know that we're getting a little disorganized now, but what number do you think Resident Evil 4 is? It's not in the top 10, but it is in the top 50.
32. Hike.
Good guess.
Of games of games of all time.
Yeah.
What did I say? 32.
Mm-hmm.
He said 32. He's very close.
36.
34.
You got it.
I heard Wiley slip it out for a second. I was like,
yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to see this list and how different it was than when they did like a top 200 back when issue 200 came out. So their number one is Zelda: Link to the Past.
Really?
Yeah. And what's crazy is Grand Theft Auto 5 is their number 4, which surprised me. Red Dead Redemption, the first one, is number 8. Chrono Trigger 16.
That's one I want to play through. I think after 7, after I finish Remake.
Like to see Bloodborne at 32.
Nice.
All right, sorry, I'm getting totally sidetracked.
No, that's okay. Hey,
yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah, so totally more casual episodes. I forgot.
It's a quarantine show.
Yeah, I'm looking at prices for Final Fantasy trading card games. It's okay.
Oh, Anthony, that's 1200. That 1200 going for it.
What happened?
dropping the stimulus check on
it. Straight into booster boxes. I wish. And I do have a Cloud versus Sephiroth deck on Amazon. 2 players.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the one I was telling you about. Anna.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's same one you sent me. It looks pretty neato.
Man.
You guys see that there's a new XCOM game coming? Because that's actually a newsworthy thing.
No. What's
I
the new
haven't
one?
had a
negative.
chance to even pick up XCOM 2 yet.
I hear so many good things about it.
Those games are scary for me because I could spend like 5 hours and not realize that 5 hours just passed. playing
Yeah.
it.
Let's
Just
see. XCOM, it is. This is hot off the presses. Just this morning at 11 o'clock, this story is coming from Kotaku. I definitely didn't wake up this morning expecting to suddenly have a new XCOM game to talk about, but here we are. XCOM Chimera Squad is a new standalone game set 5 years after the events of XCOM 2. It's coming to PC April 24th.
That's wild.
Wow.
Chimera Squad, let's see, is set in a world where humans, aliens, and hybrids are working together to forge a civilization of cooperation and coexistence. Not everybody wants to shake hands with their former enemies, some of whom look like what happened if you gave Henry Cavill the smooth Yoda treatment. The Chimera Squad, then, is a group tasked with upholding this delicate interspecies alliance. Huh.
It sounds interesting.
It
Interesting.
does sound interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a series I believe we maybe have missed this last week, but I think that several of the 2K series are coming to Switch. One of them being XCOM. So XCOM 2, all 3 BioShock games, and the first 3 Borderlands games are all
That's
coming
awesome.
to Switch.
That's
Sweet.
crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd love seeing the Switch getting more support.
As much as I want to pick up XCOM 3 and 2, I'm waiting just because Gears Tactics is practically Gears and XCOM smashed together.
Right. And when is that dropping? I think it's soon, right?
That should be soon. I believe it's June-ish
I want
because
to say it's May.
I know that May they're really advertising what's it called?
Bro, it comes out April 28th.
Gears Tactics?
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah,
Because
I thought it already dropped.
I know they haven't even mentioned anything about installing it because what they've been taught or what they'll advertise about pre-installing is the Minecraft Dungeons. And that comes out in May.
Right. I hear
And
that.
I'm gonna play that one too. That's a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
Minecraft. I thought that was already out on Game Pass.
No, that one you can pre-install on Game Pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I was looking at Game Pass yesterday and it was on there. I was like, what this is?
That's gonna be
So this-
multiplayer, right?
Yep.
Minecraft.
Gonna hop on that.
So true.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through this Game Informer list, and I thought this was a little funny. They have at number 79, Journey. Number 80, Final Fantasy 7.
Wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
it is better than Final Fantasy 7.
What's number 69?
69? Let's
Yeah.
see. Super Mario 64.
Ooh. I like that.
That's funny.
A random thought that I just thought about. Have you guys seen how like legit like NASCAR racers are now like doing like NASCAR video games and like
iRacing?
streaming them?
Really? No. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
No, I didn't. That's
And,
great.
cool.
and apparently, it's like one of the NASCAR racers like rage quit in the middle of the race because he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Actually, he dropped the racist bomb also and got fired.
yeah,
Really?
he like lost
Yeah.
all of his sponsors and everything.
Haha.
What? In real life?
Yeah.
Because he what? Did he like say a slur or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
racial slur.
It's
Yeah.
only a game.
Wow.
Dropped the
What a
racial
dumbass.
slur while doing that and got cammed.
Get out the door.
Was it what word was it? The N-word?
I'm not sure what it was, but
The N word, the W
that-
word, the K word.
that could be found out fairly quickly.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean,
It was one of the main articles on ESPN the last 2 days.
I think I'm gonna guess it was the F word.
Larson fired for using racial.
Yeah,
Or maybe it was like, I don't know.
The R word.
Yeah, well,
Oh, it was the N word.
was it? Wow. Well, he deserved it then.
Couldn't come up with anything
Jeez.
better, huh? Jesus.
Oh, that's messed up. Well, you remember when PewDiePie said it?
Yeah, he got
What?
away
No,
with
he
it.
said something about Jews, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing the Jew thing.
No, he
Nah,
was
he
playing some
didn't.
shooting game, and he said like that guy's hiding like a
No,
N-word.
PewDiePie.
yeah.
PewDiePie.
Yeah, he
That
said a
guy
lot of things.
almost got canceled, but he survived it.
He's still the biggest YouTuber, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm
That's wild.
Um, So moving on, we got any other stories?
Not that I can think of. Not for
There's a
me.
lot of games on
No,
sale.
we've
Switch eShop right now has a bunch of sales. DS eShop, 3DS eShop. There's a bunch
really
of
that's still alive.
Yeah,
Yup.
I'd be worried about buying anything off of there these days.
about the Switch or the.
No, the 3DS, just because there's just shut down the Wii U, or they're about to, right?
I think the Wii U one's been shut down for a while. I think,
Yeah.
but the 3DS one is still going because they still support. They have all the digital titles there, like the. There's anything pretty much on 3DS. I know that there's
Gotcha.
a couple.
Yeah, I mean that is still a much more relevant system, but like
Mhm.
I kind of been wanting to play Mario 64, and I guess that's sort of the best way to do it right now, because I don't have it for 64.
On the Virtual Console.
No, just the remake.
On
Remember
3DS.
that
Oh,
was
for
like a
the-
launch
yeah,
game
for
for
the
the
DS.
DS, but that I would figure that all the DS stuff's on the 3DS store, right?
I don't think so. I think certain
What?
ones are. I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
What?
I know they started doing that with the Wii U.
Stupid.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the Switch or the Wii U was great because you could, but they ported certain DS games to it. They even ported certain Game Boy Advance games, which is awesome. But
Yeah, they did, because I bought my Wii U from a friend, and it has Metroid Fusion installed on it.
No.
That was a great game.
Interesting.
Ninja Fusion is a good game.
It was a great game. Can you believe that in one like month, or maybe it was like a few months apart, but Fusion and Prime came out in the same year?
Wow. Oh yeah, I do
So-
remember seeing that in a article on an old Nintendo Power.
hmm
It was rad.
Yeah, Fusion was another one that I got stuck like 2/3 of the way through the game. Just like in Metroid Prime, because at the very end you have to do this fetch quest. It's just like in Wind Waker when you have to find those 12.
Oh, it's gross. Yeah, the Triforce pieces. That's so
Yeah,
stupid.
so
Just
stupid.
totally slows the game down.
And they took that out of the remastered Wii U one,
Yeah, thank God.
which
That's
I have not played, even though I own.
You should play it. It's a good
I
one.
should play it. I should get that Wii U out.
You should. I've been thinking about busting mine out later to play a Wii game I've been wanting to try out.
Which one?
I bought it at State Line actually a couple months ago. Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon. So dungeon crawler, but with Chocobo.
Ew.
Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
When the heck does Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles come out?
That's on. Oh, remember because it got delayed till the summer, I think. When we were
Yeah.
talking about it, it was supposed to drop this month. Either this month or
Damn it.
last month.
Dang. I want that so
Forget
bad.
when. I know, same. That was great. I really always wanted to play it with friends on GameCube, but I never had that stupid adapter for the Game Boy
Mm-hmm.
Advance.
I'm trying to think if I ever did Game Boy Advance to GameCube connectivity. I know that
Yeah.
I did. I did, but I don't remember for what.
I think I always had to go to friends' houses that had it because one of my friends that lived next to my aunt had that whole little thing, the Game Boy player that you could put under the bottom of your GameCube that you could play Game Boy Advance games
I had
on.
that. I had that.
That's sick. That's so cool.
State Line recently had it for sale for like $100.
Whoa!
Oh, the Game Boy player?
Fuck! I should have bought
Yeah,
it.
it's probably worth some money.
Wow.
It's, yeah.
Man,
In mint condition.
Crap! I gotta go.
whatever happened to mine? I'm so stupid.
You gotta find
Well,
it. Maybe it's in the closet behind you.
I feel like I'm becoming best friends with Frank over there.
Hell yeah.
State Line. Like I've been buying games left and right over there.
That's awesome. Let me know if you
What's
see it
up?
next time.
I got
Switched
you.
over from your GameStop because of the
They're
bastard.
shut down. Dude. Whoa,
Yeah.
no, they got shut down the following week.
Oh, they did?
So how is State
Oh
Line open?
yeah.
Whoa. State Line's open because you can't walk in and
Right.
stop.
Is it just
Um,
curbside still?
It's curbside pickup and online. Like
Ordering.
trying to set up his online store. He's also been doing a lot of selling a lot of stuff on eBay as well.
Mhm.
Cool. So you could probably
Yep.
just search State Line games on eBay.
Yep, most likely, and you'll see what he has up there.
Good thing I'm already on eBay.com.
So he's up there. If you can't find it, Ant, let me know and I'll ask him.
For sure.
And like that, we'll get it rolling.
Hell yeah.
Really, he's been super cool. I ended up, my brother wanted me to pick up for him Pokemon.
Mhm.
So, I was able to contact him and he didn't have shield, but he did have sword,
Mhm.
and he kind of hooked it up. Like,
That's rad.
it was a trade-in, no case, $50, used, take
Word.
it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
take
perfect.
$10 off. I mean, because that's not going down in price anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Nope. I wonder how you search by
So,
buyer. Huh.
He's been
So from
super
this-
cool. You know.
Ooh.
Sorry to interrupt. I just like
Yeah, no, so go ahead, Wiley. What were you gonna say?
I just was looking more into XCOM Chimera Squad, and I thought for a minute that it had a like a cell shaded look to it, but I think that's just for the cutscenes. It looks like a regular XCOM game,
Gotcha.
Okay.
so never mind.
But now
Alright.
I'm excited for Gears Tactics. Now that you told me it comes out.
I know that is exciting. I'll probably be finishing up Final Fantasy around that.
I really hope it lasts longer than I'm like anticipating. I'm gonna go play it after this, but I just don't want it to end. I know exactly where I'm at right now, and I know exactly what's gonna happen. But I'm wondering how long they're gonna. That's the only thing I'm kind of caught up with. It is like I know exactly where I'm at, and I know what's gonna happen next, but I don't know what they're gonna do to draw it out.
mhm.
I'll
That's
probably
my
be
biggest
done.
thing.
I'll probably be done with Persona by the end of this coming weekend.
Really?
Yeah,
That's true.
so-
You do blaze through games. That's very true. Maybe I'll take this time, additional time to finally watch the 2-hour cutscene that I need to finish Persona 5 original.
Totally should. Totally
I
should.
should. I think I just don't want that to end either. I got a thing with the game's ending. That's why I don't beat him.
All right, guys. Well, I think we should wrap up our 50th episode.
50
I know, I gotta-
episodes.
I gotta get over and check on my carton cooking.
Nice. I can smell the chili, and it smells delicious. So that's part of why I'm wanting to
That's
go.
not
as well.
chilly.
Alright, dinner time.
Dinner time.
Dinner
Thanks everybody
time.
for watching. If there, we don't know. I wasn't watching the Twitch. I don't know if anybody watched.
Well, if you did,
Been
thanks.
quiet.
If you didn't, then I know Pat was watching, so thank you, Pat.
Yeah, well, we'll share the video. And we'll be like, please watch it. We've done this 50 times. You just do it. Just do it. We're so good at it now.
Please just watch. Just please. Please watch, please.
Please,
Alright,
Please watch.
this
Okay,
has been the Level With You show.
Yes, it has.
24.
Hi.
Level.
24.
Bye.